And I hit the wrong button, didn't I? And welcome back. As we get deeper into weather this afternoon, we have our first tornado warning that has been issued locally. We have a tornado warning now for Knoxville County and also northwestern Kemper County, and this is going to last until 3:45, about 40 more minutes remaining on this. A few moments ago, the National Weather Service radar indicated a thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado. It was located near Preston. It was moving northeast at 65 miles an hour as it comes across. This is going to be flying debris mixed with this. If you are in the path of this, and we're going to look at the radar here in just a moment and tell you all about this. If you're in Kemper County, southwest, and into Knoxville County, tornado warning. This is going to be near Golson at 3:10 p.m. It will be near Macon and Paulette around 3:25. Prairie Point, which is just east of Macon, it will be there around 3:30, and Bigby Valley around 3:40 this afternoon. Now, Sugarlock area as well could be affected by this. Now, let's look at where we are on the map and show you where this is, where everybody knows of what we've got here. We've got just a very small area here in Kemper County that goes across here. Now let's zoom in on this. And for those who are watching and go, okay, Kemper County, how close is this to Lauderdale County? It's not far. If you were to go straight up here past NAS Meridian, you would get into this, where this is. Now let's turn on locations and look at where they are and what the locations are, what's around this area that could be affected by this. Cleveland. If you're traveling Highway 16 and you come up on where the swimming pool is there at the Cleveland community, that's where the line is. And from there, it will run northeasterly to Wahalak, Mississippi, right across Kemper Lake. Here's Kemper Lake here. This cuts right across the railroad tracks right there at the Baptist Church in Wahalak. So if you're there. Now, what's included in this? Our friends at Siples Mills. If you live anywhere around Siples Mill, you need to immediately get to a safe place. If you're in here in Kemper County watching this, make sure. The Dollar General, if you were there in Preston, if you're anywhere, you live anywhere around Linville United Methodist Church and those areas there, make sure to seek shelter now, get out, find a place. Now, hopefully this passes and it never touches down. Radar indicated. We do hope that's what happens, but it's a thunderstorm capable of producing. And what that means is at any given point, that can drop out of the sky and cause havoc and just rip things apart. A lot of times without any warning of hearing things, it's just zamp. And there it is on the ground. Now, as we've talked all afternoon, we have plenty of people that are visiting the state of Mississippi right now, these storm chasers. They've been set up on Highway 16. I'm sure they're making their way toward this area now, trying to get a glimpse of what's going on. Now, as we move into Knoxville County, we have a lot of folks that watch also from Knoxville County. Mandy Haley, how in the world are you doing? One of the big city Wahalak residents there, and that's right up in here is where she is. If you go up Highway 45, this is Scuba, where the football team is. You go up and you pass Presley Bottom, you come up on Wahalak, and you go through Wahalak past where the back porch used to be. You're going to come up on Sugarlock. That will be your next town that you reach there. They have a Dollar General there, the railroad tracks, and Sugarlock Lumber Company. This is all going to be positioned due west of Sugarlock at this time. Now, there's nothing happening in Sugarlock, but you are in the path of this storm, so you need to be ready for this. As we come across here, this is all around the Preston area. Look at this. And this includes this area that is here in Macon, west of Macon out here in Knoxville County. As we zoom in on this, now, again, I tell you, I have not had my surgery, so my eyes are not as good as they need to be as we zoom in on all of this and take a look. I want to do this while we're doing this. I want to do a hard reboot on the radar system to make absolutely sure that it's got the most up-to-date information. It takes it just a second there. And let me get rid of those alerts there. Let's turn our locations back on. And we go back into this. Now, that is the very latest. No way that anything could have got hung up and left out on that. We dig into this, and this is going to be the Macedonia area. Let's zoom out where you can see all of this. Here's Sugarlock sitting right here. See how this is west? Now, this will include all of the Macon area, downtown Macon. This will cut across. If you go follow Highway 45, this is moving northeasterly here. And this will cut across just a mile, less than a mile past the Kentucky Fried Chicken is where this is going to come across Highway 45. As we look at that, here's the Kentucky Fried. That right there is Magnolia Drive. And what is this little road here? Maybe it's not named. There's not a name on that. But that looks like maybe a cul-de-sac where maybe a subdivision is. And the next road up that we see on that, I believe that's Bugs Ferry Road, if I'm not mistaken there. Yeah, Bugs Ferry Road is just shy of being part of it. As a matter of fact, part of it is in it. But if you're in this area here in Knoxville County, then this will move right on out and head toward that Bama state line east of Brooksville. Here's Pickensville, Alabama. So Pickensville, y'all be on the lookout. It has not reached you yet, but very well could as it comes across here. Bugs Ferry. Thank you, Beth. I appreciate you. I'm telling you, my eyes I've got to go get this worked on. They tell me the 60-second surgery, and I'll be good as new again. It just kind of happened overnight. Tornado warnings. Again, we've got this until 3:45 this afternoon. It's all north of the Meridian area. And let's turn this off where we can take a big picture of what we've got here. Now, I'm not showing anything on radar that is showing high winds mixed in with this. The next thing that we have been watching here, let me find here where I've got this, where I can show where our winds are, what they've been doing here. We got a lot of gust out here as we look at this. Let's pull this up where you can take a look here. And pulling back up my radar here. This is the Meridian area, and we're going to go north and follow this. If you're standing in your yard right now, we're looking at 43-mile-an-hour gusts right now here in Meridian. You go up to Marion, I got ahead of myself, 41 there. As we follow this up, Highway 45, Toom-Suba, y'all are at 43. We follow Highway 45, it's going in between 37, 40. We get to Scuba, and we're back at 40 miles an hour, 41. We go to DeKalb, gusts downtown DeKalb right now are about 38 miles an hour. We come up here to Sugarlock, and again, y'all are included in this tornado warning right there. Sugarlock is at 37. We follow that out. Back over this way, 39-40. We go to Macon. We're right at 40 miles an hour gust there at the Bama state line, a little higher, 41 to 42 in that area there. So along with the bad weather, you've got extreme gust coming through there. I got a text there from Jim Earl, Kemper County. They're watching that. I'm going to put this here where I can see this just a little bit better as messages come in on this. And we come over here to Louisville. I want to just give an overview of everywhere that is out there today. 40-mile-an-hour gust in Louisville, Noxapater. Y'all are sitting at 41. Downtown Philadelphia, 43-mile-an-hour gust. Now, as we cut across Stark Vegas, sitting at 45, a little bit stronger there. Carthage, y'all have about 45-mile-an-hour gusts in Kosciuszko. Look at that, 47. Downtown Louisville, 40. We get over into the Winona, that's right at 50. That's 49. Greenwood, Mississippi at 49 also. Wind is ferocious out there as we've been watching this, putting down trees everywhere, damaging power lines, putting people without power this afternoon. What did I just do there? So I'm going to have to hit a button here. I don't know what I was thinking you ever touch something you're not supposed to? Well, I just done that. Let me pull this back over here where we can see really good here. All right, Kemper County, let's go back to this and pull this up. Kemper County has just been dropped out of this tornado warning, which is good news. This is moving out of the area. Let me show you here. Kemper County, you're now out of that tornado warning, and it is just now Knoxville County. And it's going to be that southeastern side of Knoxville County that is included in this. If you've ever been up through here, this stretch of Highway 45, and again, as soon as you pass Wahalak there and you get to the county line, moving forward, the threat has moved out of the Preston area around Siples Mills, and now we're focusing on all of our friends that live in Macon County, the eastern side and the southern portion of it. Brooksville, where they do all the great cooking in those areas there, all fine right now. It's a lot of rain coming down in the Brooksville area right now, but there's not a threat of a tornado. This is kind of, and as you can tell here, this is getting better. This is starting to fade and fade on out. As a matter of fact, your thunderstorm that is over here to the west there on Highway 25 that goes into Louisville, almost to Lake Teocata, is dumping more rain than it is here in this tornadic area there. Now, will they carry that all the way to, let's make sure that they hadn't changed the time on that. Let's drag this over here. That is until 3:45. That is 30 minutes remaining on that. It may or may not last until that to that expired time. Sometimes they move it out like they did Kemper County there as we look at the rain moving out of there. Now let's do just an overall look. If you've got kids that are north of here at Mississippi State going to school there, we go up here, and this is where the campus is, where you see this big M. Mississippi State there. Now, if you travel in between 82, between there and Columbus, it's going to be a lot of rain on that road. Not so much going on around the campus right now, so that's good. As we look at Columbus, they have a severe thunderstorm warning and a tornado watch. Just about the entire state of Mississippi is under this tornado watch. And again, watches mean the conditions are favorable to happen. We have one remaining. And as we go up here, if you'll look at that little area right there. Here's Aberdeen, Mississippi. This is coming into the state. Is that Gatman? Right there at the state line. And that is some serious rain coming down in there. Again, it's no warning for those, but we want to look out for our friends in that. Now, do y'all see this purple? That right there is hail. Let's check our areas for hail. Let's turn off this radar where you can look at this. All right, we've got hail here in northern Mississippi. Here's West Point, due north of West Point. Let's slide down and take a look at what else we got. No hail being reported through Winston or Knoxville County. Kemper doesn't have any, neither does Neshoba. Lauderdale does not under very much going on there. Let's turn this off where we can look real quick and do a glance across the state. We don't have any there. Now, while we're on the subject of this, let's go ahead and pull this up and look at just how bad this wind is right here. Damaging wind, and that's what we're all scared about. And this is going to turn green. Look at that. That is damaging wind moving across the state, and that is pretty serious as we look at this. It's that brown area being one of the worst areas there. But we've got this going on in western Lauderdale County. Look at this. Let's turn on some locations here again where we can pinpoint where all of this stuff is coming down. All right. We get into Lauderdale County, Northeast High School area. If you're out there anywhere around the soccer complex, wind is whipping through there. And this is that damaging wind that we've talked about that's going to bring down trees. Right here starting at Owls, Garden and Gift there. You go past Walmart, it's going to be west of 19 there. But as you get right there to State Boulevard Extension all the way to Collinsville, look how rough that is. That's a bunch through there. This is West Lauderdale Elementary. This is the high school. And Chet's right here in the corner. That's pretty much the line right there. Chet's Paint and Body in the curve there. You got the gas station sitting across the road from Chet. And you come right on up here, about right along, and here's going to be the Masonic Lodge. That is, it follows that road of 495 there, that wind. Heavy, heavy stuff. Look over Newton County. How many folks we got watching from Newton County right now? Y'all are covered in damaging wind, and it's really, see, there's no break here from about right there all the way up from Lawrence. You come from that post office, there's a little bit of break there, but once you get, 4 or 5 miles into that in Newton County across Turkey Creek, look at all of that wind. That's heavy. I wanted to make sure I didn't miss something here. Keep me updated. I will do, Miss Abby. Miss Abby's all over that. Now, I wanted to say another message, making sure I hadn't missed anything there of messages that come in. And again, if you see something, send us pictures of this. Now, we've gotten these trees down in these areas here. Let's turn this off where you can see. I've covered this earlier when we were looking at this. These are reported to the National Weather Service, all these little areas there. We've got numerous trees down across Lauderdale County and damaging wind. We got it here above Brandon, those areas. Now, while we're doing this, let's turn back on radar. We don't want to miss something. And then we're going to check power outages next. All right, let's go back here because it changes the color of everything when we leave the damaging wind on. I want to take that off, but that's our hail path, our damaging wind path. And as you can see, that's moving. This is just a different look. Let's do this so you can see that. Let me turn the radar off. If you'll see that this is a pattern here, this is the damaging wind path as it moves northeasterly. See how that's doing? How it's got that little trickle, how it's moving off to the northeast. That is the path of that damaging wind. We looked at where it was, and this is how it's traveling. It's a lot of it. All right, let's go back here to the severe weather and damaging wind path. We'll turn that off. And right there still, right now in the state of Mississippi, we've got this tornado warning for eastern, and it's moved over even further here. And then we've got some thunderstorm warnings up here. Let's look down at the bottom half of the state. Nothing going on there. So we're all good there. Let's turn radar back on and dig back into this again. All right, let's go back and look at our locations and see where we are. This has gotten a whole lot closer to Sugarlock now. Now, again, if you're in the Sugarlock area, it has shown signs of not being as bad as it was. Brooksville, we can't stress to y'all enough just how much rain y'all are getting. Look at that. But that line, again, comes in. If you come up Highway 45, and it's moved up a little bit past the air base that's sitting out here. This is, let's just see how far from the line this is. Let's put on our distance tool so we can, just to give you an idea. If you live here, you kind of know where you are. We go from here, from this watch box. That's 2 miles into the county of Knoxville County from Kemper County. Just 2 miles is where that starts. And then from where that starts to downtown Sugarlock is 1.5 miles. So we're looking at, 4 miles into the county there to where the watch box starts. Let me clear that. And let's just back up here and just look at this. I done it again, didn't I? Distance tool, and let me turn that off here as we look here. Several miles of this in between. And let's just look at the distance here. Kentucky Fried Chicken. That is from where the Kentucky Fried Chicken is in all this area. That is not more than 1/2 mile from where Kentucky Fried is to where this line comes across. It has moved almost to the eastern side of the county. But still some of the most potential heavy rain right in that area. Again, you are still under a tornado warning for another right at 30 minutes. We're a little less than 30 now as we look at this. But we want you to be, if you're in a mobile home, seek shelter. If you're in your home in this area, always do this. Stay away from windows. And we've talked about this morning on the morning show. I was told as a kid, and I'm sure you were too, years ago, upon years, if a tornado comes, open the window so that can just blow through. Well, all that does is take the roof off of your house. It gets under it and picks it up. If you've ever watched any of these documentaries on these things, tornadoes are very dangerous and should be taken that way. Now, we've got the tornado warning here. Let's look across here and see what all we've got going on. Let's move over here to Winston County because I know we got folks from Winston County watching, and it is pouring rain on y'all. Highway 25, how are y'all doing? Dollar General there at Knoxville, you're going to go through there and just go up the road less than 1 mile, and that's where the heavy rain is going to pick up. We're going to get heavy rain starting about right here at J&S Food, and that's going to travel all the way to Winston Academy and just east of where the jail is there in Winston. Look how heavy that is. Pouring rain. Now, this right here is going to be Crystal Ridge Road. It will play out right before you get over here to where Bethel Baptist Church is. This is Highway 14 that'll take you back dead straight into the Macon area. See that, don't you, there? That watch box has not went away. But we've got a lot of heavy rain for here. And mixed in with that also is this heavy wind that is cutting through the Winston County area. Lots of good folks out there. I spoke with the police department the other day. Now, let's get into Neshoba County. We're showing that Southwestern Neshoba County, y'all have got a lot with this. Neshoba County Fairgrounds. Y'all watching from that area also? We got it here. The Dixon community, look at that. Now, not as heavy rain as you come up on where Williams Brothers is. That's going to be the intersection. That's raining. But just to the southwest, if you'll look here, here's where Lowe's and where the store is right there, Williams Brothers. You go just a little bit due southwest of there, and you get here to where the Neshoba County Fairgrounds are. Look at that. Just a couple notches away from being some kind of ferocious storm there. No warnings issued there. We get down here to the 4 counties where they meet here in this corner. Right there, that's going to be the Rosebud Quick Stop. This is Walnut Grove. You get right here, and this is going to be Sebastopol. If I'm zoomed in so close, you're going, okay, I don't know where that is. That's the name of those locations that we're looking at. Right over here is going to be Union, Mississippi. We get down, we farther south into this, not so bad as we're over here in Scott County in these areas. Here's the Welcome Center's light rain back toward Jackson. But we've still got heavy rain. This right here, this is coming out of Jasper County. Here's Montrose. When you get here to the county line at Newton County, you go right past the country corner. right there at that crossroads. We get up here, this is going to be I-20 right here. Here's Rose Mobile Homes, and we go back west past Lazy Boy and Walmart, right here to Lawrence, and due south all the way to the county line. Heavy rain. As you travel Highway 15 directly out of Newton County, it's just going to be to the west of you, following you, just kind of hovering you. Turkey Creek Water Park, it is pouring rain on you. If you live in downtown Decatur, look at this here. All around the campus there at ECC, pouring rain as well. And moderate rain out here at the high school at Newton County High. Not as bad. Lazy Acres right now has got a little break. Not too bad. Lauderdale County still looks great. Joe and the gang out here at the Piggly Wiggly, not much going on there. It's light rain, but we do have the wind. We come on down Montrose, looks great. Light rain as we look at the county there. We still have storms that are building down here that will affect, and as we looked at the path of the storm a minute ago, as it's making this northeasterly trick out of Louisiana, coming on up, we've got this until about 6 o'clock this afternoon. So we have 2 hours for these storms to develop and do more. We do hope that all this kind of plays out over the next little bit, and this is going to be the last thing that we see. Now, let me double check and make sure I hadn't gotten any more message about this. Making sure. Now, let me do this and go over here and check one other place and make sure I hadn't missed a message that we need to get out to everybody. I'm getting there. Y'all don't rush off on me there. Let's see here. This is going to be, let me save these. I got some pictures from Preston. Let me save these pictures here. And it is extremely dark, but it won't show if I do it from right here. Save image. All right, now I'm going to attempt to be smart. And some days I'm not. Let me put it that way. Let me X that out and come back over here and pull radar up. And hang on here. We're going to pull this up here, these pictures from Preston that just come in. It's dark clouds. I wanted you to see this, of what this looks like. Now, let me drag this over here where y'all can see what I'm looking at behind the scenes and hit this button here. This is Preston. Let me zoom in on this. Can y'all see that pretty good? Right there. It's kind of scary looking at it. That's what crossed through Preston area and is headed toward the Sugarlock on into Knoxville County. That's what is fired off that tornado warning. Look how that's low. And as we said, there's folks chasing those out there. So that gives you a general idea of just what it looks like. It's one thing to sit here behind this and look at it on radar, but to be actually looking at the storm and how bad it is out there, it's a different ballgame, isn't it? Y'all see it. It's passing y'all's home. All right, let me pull this back up here and make sure we hadn't got any more messages as y'all watch. And again, I do appreciate all the comments, and the more you share, the more people that know about this, of what we do with weather here. And we do appreciate that. Let me say some thank yous here to some folks that help us out with our sponsors. Of course, the folks at the Precast Group. If you need a tornado shelter, you're tired of this, of having to go somewhere, have your own, Precast Group can fix you up. Citizens National Bank. They are local. If you want somebody that's going to work with you, maybe you got a small business, maybe you just got your regular checking account. Doesn't matter. When it comes to getting something, they really work hard to be local and show you that they're here from our area. Not a lot of folks do that anymore, and they do that at Citizens National Bank. Snowden Company, I mentioned them a while ago. Great folks there. eBen Consultants, they'll help you. Also, Why Not Motorsports Park, EMEPA, local. Every time you call them, someone's going to answer the phone. That's what makes it so unique with that. Talbert Enterprises. And my list of folks that have been with me since I started this is long and distinguished. A lot of good folks. We say thank you. If you'd like to join our list of sponsors, get in touch with me. We'd be glad to have you there. Let's see here. Afternoon to Iris Buckley. How are you doing? Glad to see you there. Patty is watching there. Raining and thundering and lightning in Jackson as we pull radar back up. Let me pull radar up where y'all can see, again, as we talk about the different aspects. We roughly have 15 minutes remaining on this tornado warning that is up here, and it's shrinking as we watch this. Okay, thunderstorm warning for Kemper County just got issued. All right, what we're going to do is give this just a second, and we're going to refresh this. Sugarlock, Neshoba County just went under a severe thunderstorm warning. I'm seeing them pop in. All right, let's. This should have it about now. Let me refresh this so you can see this as well. That's a lot of writing in it, and it hadn't quite grabbed it. It's going to here in just a moment, but I can tell you from right here. What is going on? So if you're in that area there, John C. Stennis Hospital, DeKalb, in these areas, you are now under a severe thunderstorm warning. And as soon as this cooperates and throws up the latest information, we'll be good. And I think it right there, that's what we got. It just updated. This is going to be Neshoba County right here, this eastern side. This is the storm that's coming across here. Again, this is a thunderstorm warning, not to be confused with a tornado warning at all. We have now this tornado warning that has shrunk. This takes in just below where this tornado warning is here in Sugarlock, east of Sugarlock. It's going to take the southern half of this and most of Kemper County. Let's look at our locations here. Let's tell you what the National Weather Service has to say about it so you'll know that, and then we'll go back and look at all of our marks there. All right. This is for southern Knoxville, as we said, Kemper, the eastern side there in eastern Neshoba County, 327. This will last until 4:15. A severe thunderstorm was located near Bethsaida or near Philadelphia, moving northeast at 65 miles an hour. This is going to be near Bluff Springs and Preston around 3:45. Should make it to DeKalb and Golson around 3:50 this afternoon. Paulette, you're going to have this at 4:05. Cooksville, right across that Bama state line, you're going to get this at 4:10 this afternoon. If you're in the Sugarlock, Tucker, and Scuba area, this will affect you as well. Now, we are under a tornado watch in these same areas as we look at this. And again, this is a thunderstorm warning, not a tornado warning. Let's go back up here and look at this. As we watch this storm, this is playing out. We got 14 minutes remaining on this. And here's Macon. It's east of Highway 45 now. As you come out here to east of Mahana Bridge, and these areas are still included in this. So if you're watching in Knoxville County and you live on that eastern side out toward the Bama state line, be prepared. Now, this has prompted. This went right on over here. Let's look at this. Our friends that live in Carrollton, Alabama, Reform, Alabama, Gordo, and also Pickensville, you are now under a tornado warning. As we look at this, 3:30, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado. And again, this has not touched ground. Was over Prairie Point, what we just mentioned just a moment ago, or 9 miles southwest of Pickensville, moving at 65 miles an hour. Again, it can have flying debris with this storm as it comes across. So just watching this thing. Now, everything that I studied up on before these storms happened, they were saying that they could start here in Mississippi with the very potential. But by the time they either got here and on the edge of Alabama, like we've had several times, or maybe here on the Tennessee line, they could worsen. They would start building in Mississippi, and the further up they went, the worse they would get. We're hoping all of this kind of fades away, but we've had our fair share of heavy rain this afternoon and a lot of wind. And now we've got 2 tornado warnings that have been issued, and we got one more here. I don't know how many folks we got on this edge of this Alabama line watching, but let's take a quick look here. It's worth mentioning as we go here right across from, here's Amory, Mississippi. We come into this area here. Here's Brilliant, Alabama, and that's going to be, do you pronounce that Gwen? Am I pronouncing that right? I may, Beavertown. I could be pronouncing that a little bit not exact, but that tornado warning is going to last this afternoon, let's see here, until 4 o'clock. At 3:29, that was about 3 minutes ago that this was issued. This is going to be capable of producing a tornado near Beavertown or 9 miles east of Sullivan. That's not that far off from us. It's moving northeast at 50 miles an hour as it moves into Alabama. So we had a storm, like I was talking about there, that built over here in the edge of Mississippi, and then once it made it across that state line, it became more. It built into what could produce a tornado, and that's right there. All right, tornado watch. As we come down, all right, it looks as though we still have that tornado warning there. Let's turn off all of our radar so we can see that, make sure that there has been nothing new that has been issued there. Here's what we've got. Here at Columbus, we've got a severe thunderstorm warning, which is moving east. This is a tornado warning right here, and this is also a tornado warning that's northwest of Tuscaloosa. And as you dig into this, if you're in Owens, Alabama, that neighborhood, and you're going to have a double whammy as this comes across here. It has a leading edge cutting across from the edge of Mississippi back behind this. Now, Hattiesburg is where the tornado watch. And see here, you got this building down here in Louisiana. We'll watch these storms. Let's turn the radar back on and just see what's happening down here in South Mississippi so you can see the thunderstorms as they begin there. That's a pretty good one starting there. As we watch all this, here's Meridian. I know it's got a lot of clutter on the map in between what we normally see on a clear day. But to our west, we got some pretty heavy rains there on I-20. And I can't stress, there's so many wrecks that happen on I-20, leaving Meridian, headed in that way toward Newton, or if you're headed to Jackson, it gets rough. We have cupped highways, and it's just a part of what it is. And we want you to be careful on that. Mary Hayes and Gwynn, Alabama. Did I get that right? I've tried. I've really tried hard. Heavy rain in Duffy, I'm getting. Diana Nestor, how are you this afternoon? Casey Verquez, lightning here in Jackson is what she's getting this afternoon. A lot of that there. And I hadn't talked a lot about this in the Meridian area, but even when you get up in here, look at this radar. There's a little bit of lightning with this, but not a lot. We have one lightning strike that hit at 3:32. That was 3 minutes ago. There's not a lot with this system. Now, that is an actual strike to the ground. Anytime that you look at my radar and you see these yellow ones stick up, it actually was lightning that came all the way to the ground. Let's see here. Let's zoom back on this tornado warning here. Again, we've got 11 minutes remaining on this. It keeps moving east, which is good news. If you're here, this is our warned area. Prairie Point and all these points here. If you're going to be on Prairie Point Road, please seek shelter. Right there is the heart of this thing, right in there. And it will move right on into Pickensville. This is coming across, and this has prompted this tornado warning here for this area here up to Reform, Alabama. And I'm not going to lie to you. This is heavy stuff here that we got around the Columbus area, too, with the rain. Now, this happened earlier, as you see that note there. That happened earlier this morning when the wind started. A tree fell through a home there, split it in half. It was a mobile home that a tree hit. Reed's Tree Service. That's one of those things that they take care of everybody up through here. You have Tree Will Travel as their little slogan there, and they'll get those away from your home for you. And if you happen to lose some in your driveway and you can't get them out of the way, they'll come take care of that for you there. All right, let's go back down in here into Neshoba County and take a look at what we've got going on here, because it's still pouring. We got some folks in Neshoba County watching this afternoon. I'm sure there is. As we look at this, Neshoba County Fair starting to get a little bit of a break. Now, it's still raining there, but look at there. Just to the south of there, it lightens up and comes across here. The Dixon community, we still got a lot of rain there at Linwood Baptist. Now, this is going to be right along here, and y'all are under this thunderstorm warning that is taking place right there at the Tucker Elementary School. All of this area around Neshoba Central. Now, of course, schools are out this afternoon, but Neshoba Central right there, and, of course, where Eric and all the bunch is here at the police station downtown. Look at that heavy, heavy rain in between the police station and back over to about Walmart's, where you're going to see a break. And then if you were to hit East Main and then hit Highway 16 toward that Kemper County line out here toward Ford Store, the Dollar General, it's a lot of it. Now, we go all the way up here with this thunderstorm warning to Burnside Park and then go northeast out of the county and take in this Kemper County block for that severe thunderstorm warning. It's going to be due north of Lauderdale County. Right there is the Volunteer Fire Department in Damascus. They do a lot of hard work up there. Always hearing from them. It'll cut across at the Chicken Shack there in Porterville and go up. Now, again, the rain with this, if you're watching from Kemper County, is on this western side that will come out of Neshoba County toward you. We're still watching this tornado warning here. We have 2 out here. And let me double check, make sure. I don't think we've gotten any more hail. It has the capability of producing. I've still got the hail on, and we're not showing it. There's a little bit right there of hail, but nothing down in our areas here south of us either that have this. Nowhere around Jackson, but we do have a lot of rain coming down in the Jackson area. Look at that right there. We got some lightning happening in the Ridgeland area there. 3:36. That was just a few moments ago. It's 3 minutes ago that happened. Now, the western side of the state looking better and better as it moves out of Louisiana through our area there. Louisiana, that's a pretty good streak there. This is what we want to watch here as it makes its way up through here. Here's Lauderdale County. These are some of the storms that could affect us in a little bit as it spreads and goes. We're going to stay live on this until this tornado warning stays out, and then we'll regroup and come back live as we watch this also travel along this afternoon. So we're not going anywhere yet till this expires. We only have about 6 minutes remaining on that tornado warning. We want to be the utmost. Now, let's look at this. Let's go in here. We just had one of these. What this is a leading edge of a storm. Here's Columbus, Mississippi. Here is Knoxville County. This is that tornado warning. So this is going to be just barely north of Highway 82. What is this going to affect? If you live Newtonville, Gunbird, Concord, Alabama, these are going to be with you in about 20 minutes as it makes its way. See these little dots here? Here's Barry, Alabama. This is where this is. This shaded area is 30 minutes from the center of this here at Highway 82 over to here. This is all to the northwest of Tuscaloosa, Alabama. One tornado warning again for Alabama that we've got right now. And I'm making sure we got two there. Excuse me, I'd forgotten about that we had this one up here on the eastern side, northeastern. Rains are starting to move out of the Tupelo area and move east. I hadn't heard any more about the storm chasers of where they have been. All right, I got a note there from Tammy Pilgrim saying that it's raining really hard at the Kemper Neshoba County line. Double checking here to make sure I hadn't missed anything. And again, if you see something, pass it along, share it with us so we can show others as well. Janice Bear, how are you this afternoon? Watching the weather there from Jeffrey Wilson. Hello, Jeffrey. I said hello. Glad y'all could tune in with us this afternoon. Diane Nestor, glad to have you on board with us this afternoon as well. East Fork area and Ament County watching. Appreciate y'all so much there. Mary, I want to know about the Lauderdale area. No threat to Lauderdale right now. Everything is really calm right now. We do have rains, as we'll look at this, coming out of Newton that will come through the area here in out in the Collinsville area here in the next little bit. A lot of rain, though, in Neshoba County where this thunderstorm warning is. We don't have any tornado warnings or anything like that at this point. Let's look at our locations, and so you know a little bit more about this. Let's go back in and look at this of where we are here. This is going to be going to Newton County here. It has moved east of where the Lazy Boy factory is. As you get off here at the exit, all right, dangerous storm approaching the Dollar General, Highway 16. And then where this is going to be, yeah, that is high. Let me go up here. And this is where this is talking about. It has a dangerous storm coming from here, approaching this area right here. We want to pay close attention in here. This is not a tornado warning, but as I read my notes here, what this says, this could quickly turn into something more right along in here. This is festering. This could turn into another warning if we're not careful as we watch this. But if you live Highway 16, Neshoba County, as you go out from here, any of this area across here from Tucker, these areas here, just have a little extra heads up here in the next few minutes as I watch this. There's a storm. That's high. I have not gotten any storm points on this yet. We'll watch that when that happens. So heads up in that area there. Now, when this is serious here, all right, this is right across that Bama state line. Let's just peek for the folks that live over here. You see all of this? All right, as we click on this storm, they're rating this at out of a scale of 1 to 10. This at a 6.5 right here. Anytime that you get these storms 7.5 or bigger, and not to say that this can't turn into something that can quickly jump to the ground. As you see, this storm has taken a whole new turn. Here's Pickinsville, Alabama. Look at the wind shear that we're getting here. 70 miles an hour there in this one. We get this next one here that is 60. And we get this one here that is 70, almost 70 miles an hour, 68.9. It's 1 mile wide. And again, all of this is rated at a 6.6, and you do that scale of 1 to 10. So it's over the halfway mark of becoming something more serious. When you get these red ones here with that little tornado mark, something that you really want and truly want to watch. So if you're watching me in this area, here's a second one that just popped up right there. If you're anywhere here in Alabama, you need to take cover immediately. Here's Pickensville, Alabama. Here's Carrollton, Alabama. This is the watch box area. I want y'all to pay close attention to this. Don't wait around at this point. That's too serious of what's going on in that area to put this off as, well, it may or may not, but this could become something quickly. We're looking at that on storms. All right, let's move back out here and take a look into back to Mississippi. Now, again, this is that area here that, as you'll notice, that shade is getting darker and darker back over here in the eastern side of Neshoba County. We only have a severe thunderstorm warning for Neshoba and also Kemper, and still lingering in the southern portion here, taking in Sugar Lock. But that is almost that rain. If you're watching from the Philadelphia area, y'all pass along to me. How bad is it? Is it as bad as radar looks here? Dyer and Talbert says that storm chases are headed into Kemper County now, and that would make sense following right along in here. High winds near the airport and Valley Road close to the Clark County line. Thank you, Art. Appreciate you passing that along. Alex Grice, wind very strong. Now, there's something else we need to check, and let me go here and do this. Let's check outages of power. I'm sure that this wind has been back and forth. All right, we go to EMEPA, and we do have a few folks out. Let's pull this up and look at this for you. All right, that's an old one there. We have right now with EMEPA 126 people without power. Now let's zoom in on this a little bit closer so you can see. Just north of Scuba, look at this. This is where all this wind came through. This is going to be east of Scuba. This is the old road here. Old Highway 45 is where this is. This comes back across and crosses all our friends there in Wahalik up to the railroad track are without power right now. And we follow this right here. It's going to be out to the west of there. About 33 people there east of Highway 39. And let me get in where I can read that road. That's Haley Road there. If you live on there, you were without power about 33. I didn't need to tell you that, did I? You knew it, and the rest of us didn't. So we got power outages there. Let's zoom back out and take a look. We got a couple of people here just north of Moscow, but a lot of people there in Kemper County. 86 people without power. And it is absolutely, y'all know this. You've rode through these storms with me many times throughout my weather career. It makes it spookier when you lose power. Now, it doesn't mean something's going to happen, but it's just eerier without your power. So I feel for you folks in that area there. Now, let's go and check here some more folks on power. Let's go down here, and I got one more click. Let's go to Southern Pine and take a look at what they've got this afternoon as we look at this. We've got 50 people. Here's Quitman. This is going to be Jasper County. 50 people out here, 14 just west of Meridian when you get into the county right there. Before you get to the Newton, 12 people there as a total. All right, let's go over and take a look at Mississippi Power. See what we've got there. We find that we've got 359 people on Mississippi Power without power. Four people up here on Highway 45 headed this way. We've got 5 people around the Marion area, 7 are scattered. Nothing major there. Let's take a look at Central Electric, where we've had some heavy winds come across there, and that's a lot. We see that now as we move into Neshoba County. All right, let's get it. This is going to be west of Decatur, Conahatta, as I got my glasses a little bit closer there. 518 people without power now in Conahatta area. We got 44 just west of Union. If you live on Highway 492, you're without power down in this area right there. Let's back out here, and then we get up here to Bogachitta, northeast of downtown Philadelphia, 25 without power. I was thinking it was going to be more here, but our friends right there at Conahatta has got the brunt of that. Now, let's check where this tornado warning cut across into Knoxville County in these areas here. Not bad. Only 15 people as you step in here. One person on the Mahana Bridge area right there. And we got just east of Sugarlock, 15 people without power. So that, as a whole, not quite so bad. I did want to do this. Let's look at the state. And let me find my button for the state. I've got one here. Yeah, here it is for the state of Mississippi. Let's go in here and take a look at this, of what's going on. Here's the state. And we look at this and we pull this up. This shows you county by county. Overall across Mississippi right now, we got 13,000 without power. As we look here in Kemper County, we have 186 total, 307 in Lauderdale County. Knoxville County, 18 people, not many. Winston County, only 2. Neshoba County, they have not listed that yet there. That's happening out there in Bogachita area. Jasper County, 81 people. 500 down here, a little bit along the state line there. All right, let's check our friends here in Alabama, the edge of Alabama that we've been watching here. In the state of Alabama, only 1,800 people right now without power. So things could be a whole lot worse. State of Mississippi having the most right now at 13,000 without power as we watch these storms. Now, let's go back and take a look at radar. We've talked about this, that, and the other, and I want to pull this up and take a look. All right, good news on the Mississippi side. Let's look at this and show you all what has happened since we were doing all this. Mississippi, radar button right there. We are no tornado warnings in Mississippi now, as you'll look at that. That's good news. Here's Meridian. We got those showers out in Collinsville. We still have the thunderstorm warning in Kemper County and also Neshoba County. We see that has ended. This is a nasty, nasty system that has come out of Mississippi to our friends in Alabama. Here's Tuscaloosa. Again, this is going to be east of Highway 45. Here's Macon. As you get over here, Carrollton, Alabama. This is right on top of y'all. If y'all are watching from Carrollton, Alabama, sheer winds of 70 miles an hour. It's the eye of this storm. And you look at this. Here's Carrollton. Let's get a little closer on this. Right there on the city limits of Carrollton, Alabama. If you live on West Street, this thing is a circle mile wide of sheer winds that are getting ready to come through there. This is a tornado warning. And that doesn't mean that a tornado is on the ground, but it certainly means that if you live in Carrollton, Alabama right now, heads up, seek shelter immediately. We want y'all to be safe there, whether you're in Mississippi, Alabama. This is the leading edge of this. Here it is at Carrollton. Here's the leading edge of this. Here's Reform, Alabama, Gordo, not far from our area at all. As we hit this and we see that it's going to be cutting across, look at this, how this storm will track. Here's Barry. Here's Tuscaloosa. It's going to go just northeast of Tuscaloosa as we watch these storms. Now, as you look at this on that scale of a 1 through 10, this still sitting, it's moved up a little bit. That's a 6.7 now, 1/10 of a point. But when you get into these storms, that cannot be good. We want to watch y'all and make sure that y'all are okay. What we're watching remaining here in Mississippi at this point, let's keep radar up where you can see what I'm seeing, and you won't get tired of looking at me. After 2 to 3 hours of each other, I'm sure you get tired of looking at my mug. Let's see here. Let's move down here and look at this. We got some showers here west of Hattiesburg. Nothing bad at the present time. We got some showers building there. Coming up on that 4 o'clock mark, we've got roughly 2 hours left of storms. Let me check one other thing. I want to make sure that nothing's been changed from the National Weather Service in the last little bit. They're still showing here 2 to 6 p.m. They have not changed that, so that gives us 2 more hours on this. Gusty winds are still the same. They've got them through 6 o'clock. So this is showing that this is making its final stage through our area. We're not out of the woods yet by any means. And I do hope you like our coverage as we try to give you as much information as we absolutely can. We're going to be adding more folks helping us out, getting more information to you. You've got power out. We'd love to hear from you what area you're in. Let me do some more thank yous of Freeman Tractor, some of our sponsors that help us out there. Godwin Cleaning Group, they do a fantastic job. Meridian Mattress, making those mattresses right here in Meridian. Take advantage of that. The Rock House Gun and Pawn. If you hadn't been by lately, go in and visit them. They'll certainly help you out. And, of course, the Back Porch. that is right past that. Visit them. They've got a lot going on inside the back porch, along with the Precast Group, some of our sponsors that help us out each week, every day, 24/7. We're going to have some more that we'll talk about here in just a moment. Let's see here. As we come up through here, wind blew over my umbrella, Cindy Hatcher says. It was closed. Metal table, and during the big gust, it will pick those up. Candace was talking about that this morning, of having those. We used to have one. I don't think we've got it anymore. It kind of disappeared. I don't know where it went. But you remember the tables that you set out back, picnic tables, so to speak, or some type of table that you put out back that was metal and had the little holes all the way through the metal? We used to have one of those, and I've seen those get picked up. All right, Mississippi State didn't cancel classes this afternoon. Any idea how the weather is there? Dylan Ray texted me just a little bit ago, and everything in his area there at Mississippi State was good. They've got some heavy rain right now just to the west of the campus. Nothing bad if you're going to be around state, but heavy rain to the west of the campus. Not a great time to go ride a bicycle. And I say that because I know somebody that rides a bicycle in the Mississippi State area instead of keeping a car there. They ride to class, and you do get wet. You do get wet a lot there. Let me see here other comments that we've had here. Clarkdale Community watching. Thank y'all. Andy, thank you for watching us. Appreciate that. Brittany, Becky Vickers, thank you for joining there. Winds very strong. Heavy rain on Highway 19 north on Lauderdale County line. Visibility about 5 feet. If you're driving through that, be careful. Storm chasers. All right, we got back up to where those comments were on that. We really, I want to go back to this, and we'd look at, that's the wrong button. That makes it where you can't see it as good. That's better. Y'all look at this. Now, we still got this. Here's our thunderstorm warning, and that is dying down. That's starting to fade there. You see that? Those colors, that's good for us. Heavy rain still in that, but it is not ferocious like it could be. Let's look at ferocious. And I use that word a lot, ferocious, when you have to. And this is Alabama. It is extremely bad. We've got how many of these? This is Highway 82. Here's Gordo, Alabama. If you're watching me in Gordo, Alabama, you need to seek shelter immediately. Don't hang around. Go to it now. Get in your safe place now. This is serious stuff. We look at this. This is the path of this. Is going to be in Gordo in 3 minutes, and this possibly could touch down. This has moved up to a 7. I don't have it. I'm not there, but there's a good chance that one of these could touch down and be on the ground at any moment. The likelihood of it is very high. And again, I'm not there. I don't have reports from people that are actually there, but that is strong. We look at the front half of this, and let's look and see what these shear winds are. That's 69 on that, and then we go back to that. That's a 7 also. And we look at the one here, 1 mile wide on that. These are very, very dangerous. Whenever you see these, and I don't know if y'all remember this, was it last spring about this time out on Highway 494 out past Sicalina as you went through there? We didn't have a warning, but we got a couple of these that threw up on that, and trees were destroyed left and right. This is hard wind that is coming through here. And again, let me say that again, Gordo, Alabama. If you live anywhere from Carrollton, Alabama toward Gordo, it hadn't reached Gordo. It is headed your direction. Seek shelter. That's Highway 82. I can't stress that for y'all enough. This is a very dangerous system that is coming your way. Shear rate, 92 miles an hour. And again, that 92 would be in the air. That's not on the ground. But I'm telling you, that can dip down at any moment and cause some kind of serious damage. And especially now, if you live in a mobile home, you don't need to be there. I want you to get out of that and get to your safe place immediately. We even got one up here that's just out of the watch box area here as we look here at Alabama. Look at that. These are back building. And as we talked about that, getting worse as they built in Mississippi, and once they've jumped into this Alabama side, they're a whole lot worse. We've got, look at that. Let's zoom out here to where that right there, cutting across at a 7, that's going to be heading again. All this is north of Tuscaloosa. The next one that we're looking at there, that's the one right there that's got a bunch of shear wind with that. when we start seeing those and those little swirls pop up and show a tornado in that area, the likelihood of something happening is possible. So y'all throw up some prayers to our friends that are here in this area of Alabama as we watch this afternoon. That is some kind of nasty. We even have 58-mile-an-hour shear winds outside of the watch box. Berry, Alabama, y'all have got storms all around you. And this is a low storm here. This is down in the threes. But it's still going to bring some heavy, gusty winds across there. Highway 82, it is upon you. There's just no other way to word this as we look at this. Carrollton, Alabama, almost out of it. And again, the worst of the storm has passed over Carrollton. We follow this right through here. If you come out of right through the heart of there, and you head over here toward Gordo and all these little Bostic, if you live in that neck of the woods. And some of these smaller towns in Alabama I've never been to. Bell, Alabama. Y'all need to be careful as we look at this 45th 4th Street there at Gordo. It is all around that area there. Now, Fairview, Alabama. And the likelihood, yeah, it got another one right there, and that just fired off. Is that tornado warning, and I'll go ahead and read that warning to you as we look at this as it cuts across there. Tornado warning for northwestern Tuscaloosa County until 4:45. Severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Gordo, moving northeast at 65 miles an hour. Now, I have not gotten a confirmation on anything. A lot of times that will pop up, but we hadn't gotten it right there. Look at that. That is some kind of nasty right there. All through the Gordo, Alabama, taking a beating right now. As we move back across here, back into Mississippi, let's check on Mississippi here. Well, we don't look bad at all after we've been looking at that for a few minutes, do we? No, we don't. We still have a little bit of a thunderstorm warning remaining here. That's going to run until 4:15. 14 more minutes, and we're gonna hang on and walk our way through all of this. I don't want to bail as we still got one of these warnings out. I want to be here with you to carry this. Let's see here. Edited. All right, I got a picture. I'm going to try to throw this up, and I'm going to say this is going to be out at Lake Ross Collins is where I'm getting this picture here from. And I need to send it to my computer. So hang on here, y'all. We're doing this live. I have to save this and then send it. It's the only way I know to get it. Save, and then I'm just going to send this up to the computer. It does it pretty quick. It doesn't take all that long to get it. Just to show you what the sky looks like. This is pretty wicked looking. It's a great picture. Let me hang on here and pull this up here, and we're going to drag this over so you can see it. Let me open this up here. And I almost got it. As we look at that, you can keep looking at the radar here. Let me turn this off where you can see that a little bit better here. Now, almost got this. Let me pull this up. This is quite a sight to see as we look at this. Here it is up here. Now, y'all see that? Look at the water and look at the sky with it. That's Lake Ross Collins looking at across there. Beautiful picture, but that just shows you how choppy the water is. And look at the sky above us there. That's a lot going on there. So, woo! So, if y'all got any pictures like that, love to see them as well. Pass those along to us so we can share with everybody else. Love to see those. All right, let's go back to radar. Keep that pulled up so you can take a quick look at what we've got going on in the state. And again, getting better as this thunderstorm weakens. And it is, and it's moving further into eastern Kemper County here. So we've got Neshoba County out of the clear on that. We've got this eastern portion here. Here's the church. If you've ever been up right there in Linville, the United Methodist Church, it's just going to be about a half mile east of there. We got some lightning strikes that have been happening. That was at 3:52. So about 10, 12 minutes ago, we had some lightning strikes there. As we come up here, 3:51. That's kind of old there for that area there. Right up the road there from Kemper Academy, just east of there. we had some lightning hits there. Now, if you live around Kemper Lake, Highway 397, y'all get ready. You got another round of heavy rain going to cross there. Cypress Mills, y'all be ready. Heavy rain on that. And also, Mandy, all you folks up here in Wahalak, be ready. Rain is coming. It's going to float the garden away, so to speak, there. Joyce Poole tells us heavy rain and wind just blew through out by West Lauderdale High School. Light wind now. Strong winds and rain just came through the Philadelphia Besadia side about 10 minutes ago. Thank you for passing that along to us. Power blinking in Tomb Suba, Virgil says. Virgil, do you remember to drag out your generator there in case you needed it? And I'm afraid it's going to be, even after the storms move out, these trees, y'all know how they do. They're still weak and they fall. And have a tendency to take your power out at the most inconvenient time. Usually it wants to do it when you want to have supper, doesn't it? That's just bad news. Bad. Alex asking, any tornadoes not in the state of Mississippi right now? Still right over there. Big nasty is what we're calling that. And for our Alabama fans, let's turn off radar. Alabama people, let me word that. Let's look at this and look at the state of Mississippi. This gives you a lot clearer picture of what's going on right now. We don't have any warnings down here. We've got right here coming into the state. This is going to be a thunderstorm warning, and that's going to be until 4:45 down here. This is the southwest corner of the state, and that will most likely drift off this way. We'll watch it to make sure. Still the same reports there. Now let's go up here. That we had some wind damage up here. Something happened. A tree along Highway 14 there in Winston County. Law enforcement found that. So fortunately, hopefully that's gotten cut up and not hurting anybody and nobody can bump into that. Be careful on this. Of the roads that you traveled this afternoon, very easily to come around a curve, the streets are slick and you can't stop a tree laying in the road. So be careful if you're out traveling this afternoon. We want to say a thank you to EBN Consultants, BAM's Towing and Recovery there in House, Mississippi. Thank you all for being a part of this with us. As we mentioned, Honeysuckles, also the folks there on North Hill Street. If you need any flowers, they'll help you out there. Along with Freeman Tractor out on Highway 494, Maple's One Stop Shop, one of the folks that help us there as well, and Reed's Tree Service, along with the good folks at the Precast Group. Always doing that for us. And again, this is not over for our friends in Alabama. This has died down around Gordo. If you'll look at this, here's Carrollton. They're out of it. Look at all of that right there. They've had a bunch of hail come up on Gordo. And as you cross this, you still got 5 cells that are capable of producing tornadoes. It's gone down just a little bit. As we looked at this a minute ago, that was a 7. That's down to a 6.7 now. It's calming down a little bit. And the backside of this one, that's even better. That's down to a 4. And we look here, the backside looking better and better. Just the front edge of this storm. Okay, we got more hail moving in past Gordo there. Let's look and see what that one has to offer there. Now, this one is still pretty strong right there. We've got one. This is stronger. These are weaker. And then one right here that is just passed over Gordo. That is, and we'll look at the colors here. You can tell it there. That right there that's coming out of Gordo right there is pretty strong. Look at the rain in those areas. Now, you get up here, this second tornado warning that we've got here in Alabama. Bad stuff there. Let's just look and see what we've got here. A 6, 7, we've got pretty much average. If you were going to say either one of these can produce a tornado, without a doubt. This has been so far the worst of these 2 storms. But either one of them, again, you would not shock me if we find out later that there's major damage somewhere over in here. We'll watch it closely. As we go back down here, now we've got, 7 minutes remaining on this severe thunderstorm warning, and we're going to stay live until this is taken care of and it moves out of the area and that expires is what the plan is on this. We had a question about Starkville a little bit earlier. Let's dig back into Starkville. We're starting to see some heavy rain coming up on Mississippi State now. This is Highway 25 coming out of Winston County. If you're going to be traveling 25, or maybe you live on Highway 25, anywhere out toward Sturgis, toward the Mississippi State campus, we've got a lot of rain there for you. And we dig in on all these streets here. Cherokee Heights, look at that, all that rain that y'all are getting there. Martin Luther King Highway, a lot of rain there also around Starkville. We get on here to Taylor Street. Bunches of rain for y'all. Right there is the Mississippi State Coliseum. Is what we're looking at there. The eastern side of Mississippi State campus is okay, but you got rain just to come across the campus here in just a moment or two if it's not already heavy rain where you are. Now, radars, and as we look at this, and hopefully this is going to be changed, just to give everybody an idea of what radars, how they work. They have them in Birmingham. They have them in Jackson, Mississippi. One of the big problems that we've had in Jackson, Mississippi, there is a water tower now that blocks that signal. And it makes it a little weak over on our side toward the Meridian area. There is hope that a new site is going to be built in the edge of Alabama that would cover Alabama and the Meridian area a lot better and give us a better radar coverage. We still have coverage from it, but you talk to any forecaster about this, and it's we have a blind spot. There's no way. If you'll remember last year, we had some warnings that were never issued, and then come to find out, lo and behold, they were tornadoes that touched down. It's got a blind spot. There's no beating around the bush, and something needs to be done. They are investigating, and the last I'd heard, I think they were looking at putting it somewhere over in here, and that would cover this area good. We hope that happens. We hope that those funds make that, because we need that. Whether you're on the rural route here all the way back over to the Jackson area, we need that. So maybe they will do that. And all radars, and make no mistake, work off all of these points to where you can choose your radar site. They work off somewhere that the National Weather Service has set up, and it pulls data from there. We've just got that blind spot, how they've let that happen in Jackson. And I guess it's just, for whatever reason, that water tower can't be moved. But it sure is blocking things. All right, let's dig into this. Let's go to Jackson. We hadn't talked about our friends over there in Jackson. I get a lot of questions about the Jackson area there. Got rain going toward the Mandy, you got heavy rains headed toward the vet side. Not there yet, but it is going there. I take it you got somebody up there in vet school. Let's see. Debbie Boswell, thank you for watching there. Cindy Hatcher, high winds in Lauderdale. No rain, but strong wind there. My bunch is not letting me know if, or text me. A lot of times they will text me. We lost a TV one time on the back porch. Anybody got one of those that you've hung up on your back porch where you can sit around and watch? One of those last ones, we did lose one of our TVs. It just jumped up under there and snatched it down. The wind was so heavy. Let's see here. Clark County, and I want to say good right now. All right, starting to rain hard in the Scuba area, Michael Gray says. All right, let's look at Jackson. We hadn't talked a lot about them. Now, we got a thunderstorm warning that has just fired off over here as we see this right there. That's going to be until 5 o'clock is what we got, 45 minutes on this around the Jackson area. Now, it's not in comparison to what's happened over here, but we have a new thunderstorm warning. Now, look at here. This is something that we want to watch. This is going to be Clark. Let me turn this off where you can see the big picture of what's happening here. This is inching toward Jasper County and will make its way toward Clark County and potentially into Lauderdale County in just a little bit. What we've got here is a thunderstorm warning. Let's look at here what we've got here. This is until 5 o'clock. This is for Jasper, Smith, Covington, and Jones County until 5 o'clock. Should this grow and become even more, we'll go back live here in just a little bit and watch this as it comes to our area here. But let's go. This is Highway 49, Mount Olive area. Here's Taylorsville. Around Mount Oliveville, a lot of rain there. And this is, we click this, is going to be at Mize in 9 minutes and Taylorsville within 15 minutes. Bay Springs, y'all will get this also here in the next little bit. That is 30 minutes out from right here, from Walnut, from Mount Olive up to right there. Now here's Lewin. This is going to be south of Newton. That's not far. This is making its way toward here. These are the storms that we're going to need to watch here, what's back building down here. And it doesn't, right now, doesn't look so bad. We still got an hour and 45 minutes on our timeline. Right over here, we watch these that could drift northeasterly also. That's a pretty strong one there, not affecting anything at this now. Let's see here. All right, we got another area. Let's look at this here without power. I just got a shot of. Let me pull this up here and go back out here and do a refresh. So we're up to date on all of this. So we'll know here. All right, let me pull up our list, and where you can see this now also. As we pull this up into Lauderdale County, we have 169 people in Lauderdale County. That equals out to be about 1% of the county without power. We have 138 in Kemper, and we've got, let's see, that's all we've got right now. So let's go over here and look at a map of what's going on here. Neshoba area. Look at that. 152 people without power right there. They're working crews. As soon as it's safe, we'll be en route to there. That's what we've got here. Let me zoom back out here. We got 35 people right over here. Here's Lauderdale. We got one right there. So a chunk of you having to make it without power right now, and I know you don't like that. We get right in here. Here's this road right here. Townsend Bird Road. 35 folks sitting there without power right now. And I know y'all don't like it. Keeping you up to date on all of that, but 308 people on EMEPA is the grand total. And again, most likely a tree that has fallen with all of this. Is what has caused all that. As we cut back over to radar, let's take a sneak peek of what we got showing up on radar now. Again, we'll watch this stuff from the Jackson area, as it will most likely make its way northeasterly toward Neshoba, Newton counties eventually. We'll watch this area down here out of Smith County and Jasper County as it makes its way toward Clark and to Newton and Lauderdale County. All right, we move back up in here. We got heavy rains, and it looks like we're going to expire out on this, and it has. But let's just, before we bail on this, let's go back over what we have here. We got heavy rains, and if you live in western Neshoba County, look at this. Pearl River, let's turn on some locations where y'all know where this is. This is Pearl River, right? That's less than a mile from reaching the casinos. Here's the Exxon that sits there in Edinburgh. In between there and Highway 16, you don't want to drive right now. Y'all wait that out. We get on up here right on the outskirts of Philadelphia at Arlington, where the Baptist Church sits in that curve. You've been there many a time. We got a lot of rain stretched back there to that western side of the county. Looking better. We go back over here to Kemper County. That has expired, the severe thunderstorm warning, but we move in on this, and this is going to put it out. I'm going to guess here, if I were looking at this is going to be about where the landfill is, about right along in here. The old roadside park is right along in there. And when you get up here, where the old, and if you lived in the Scuba area, as a kid, you'll know what I'm talking about. Anybody remember where the old dump was? It's no longer a dump, but it used to be one there, about right along in there. Just barely east of the dummy line coming into Scuba is where that rain is going to pick up. By the time you get to where the horse stable is and where we've got that big stadium in downtown Scuba, it's pouring rain. Doesn't quite make it out to Linda Jane and them yet. We've got rain there at Lover's Lane as you get just east of town. Well, Linda Jane, I lied on you. It's coming right up on you there. Raining at the mansion now, there at the line. We still got heavy rains out in Bentonville and White Horse Mountain. Y'all are getting wet in this eastern side of Knoxville County. Most of the heavy rain east of 45 now. Let's go back down. Let's look at all our counties here in Mississippi. Not so bad down in these areas here. Now, we still got Big Nasty up here. Birmingham area, y'all be on your lookouts here as we look at these storms that are coming through Alabama. That is not so bad. It's taking a little bit dive down. That's calmed down a little bit. This is probably the one right in this area here that is still, that's calmed down quite a bit there, these storms. A bunch of lightning with it. Let's hope that there's been no damage in these areas, but these areas that in Alabama, what is that, Sandtown. Y'all be on your best behavior and watch for these storms. We want y'all to be safe on this side of the state here. Again, heavy rains at Starkville. Right now, as we turn radar off, let's look at the state of Mississippi. Up in our area, all of these have expired. Around Jackson, we got a severe thunderstorm warning, and we will watch this one right here as it takes in these counties right here, Southwestern, Jasper, Smith, Covington, and Jones County until 5 o'clock. Should this build up, we're going to come back and go live and cover this as it comes across. If y'all need anything, inbox me. High winds in Lauderdale. Also, so glad to see the notifications. Watching in the cab. We'll be back to cover all of this. And again, if you've got a report of a tree or anything that's down, let us know so we can share with others to be on top of this and all remain safe together. Again, let me say some more thank you to the folks that helped me out. Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Eastgate Tire Center. You'll find them downtown Marion is where you'll find Matthew. They've been helping folks for years. The Precast Group, Lauderdale County Farm Supply, also Talbot Enterprises, SMI, Joe. If you visited with Joe lately, if you need a truck part, he's got it for you there. Reed's Tree Service, along with Chet's Paint and Body, Sanders Gas, also Maple's One Stop Shop, a bunch of stores, 6 of them across town. Freeman Tractor, the Godwin Group, along with Kim's Photography, the Rock House Gun and Pawn, also Meridian Mattress. Getting those mattresses right here. The back porch on Highway 19, along with Citizens National Bank, local folks to do banking with. Snowden and Company, buying your houses from them. Honeysuckles on North Hill Street for all your flowers. EMEPA. Percy Bland, he'll help you out there with any insurance needs you're looking for. Why Not Motor Sports Park? Races starting up next month. Talked to Rodney last night. They're coming. Hope you can make it out to the racetrack and enjoy yourself. BAM's Towing. They'll help you out there right there. All the good folks in House, Mississippi. Also, our good friends at eBen Consultants will help you. And Talbot Enterprises. If you hadn't visited my friends at Talbot Enterprises when you need a car part, they will save you some kind of money. Motors, engines, fenders, anything that you might need for that car. Just as simple as an ashtray or a door panel. They do all of that. Thank y'all. We're going to come back. We'll be joining you again as we keep this weather under control this afternoon to let you know what's going on. We'll be returning, and thank you for watching. We do appreciate it as we continue weather coverage here at Scotty Ray's Weather, the Scotty Ray Report, and, of course, mornings with Scotty Ray and Candace. Overusing that name Scotty Ray, aren't we? Anybody catching on to that? Thank y'all. We'll see you soon as we monitor the weather for you throughout the afternoon.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by